Hey, hello everybody. We're gonna be working on some paintings here, and I like to do these intros right away because I know some of you are gonna be watching from at a whole separate timeline. Sometime in the future, I'm speaking to you people from the future that you may or may not watch this, and you'll be looking at this in the first 30 seconds and being like, "Is this guy gonna say anything? Is he gonna do anything?" So I have to speak to the modern attention span, which I know my own attention span, people got to basically capture within, right away. I was going through some of my brushes and I was like, these brushes, they're not so bad. This brush actually, yeah, these brushes ain't so bad. I'm going to hold on to these. I think they're still usable. Got a couple usable brushes here. So we're going to hold on to them. And here we go. Let's get to painting. Actually, got to clean up some supplies here briefly. And got my gloves. Let's pop this baby off. How you doing, visitor? I know somebody's in here right now. And with this piece, I'm working on a variety of these faces. I'm working with a variety of these faces, and that's what this painting is going to be. So we're just going to keep working through these. And one thing I know I got to do is I got to tighten up a couple things. So we're going to start backwards. We're going to start from the top right down to the to the left. Work from right to left, and then left to right again. And I think we'll probably get a lot done within that hour. So let's go ahead and find a brush that I'm going to be using for this early part. This right now happens to be one of my favorite brushes. It's called a Princeton. What I love about it is not only does it hold its shape, very well, but also I can get some very brushy effects with it. So I like that, and it really gives me an opportunity to create like some very interesting qualities into these pieces. So let's do that, and we're gonna go. Let's stick with this dark color. So some of the paint has already dried. We're gonna use some of these darker shades here, and we're gonna create some shadow. What's going on, Mark? How you doing? Good to see you back. What's the latest with you? Any new artwork? So we're gonna go right into here. I'm going to create a shadow. You have any favorite tools, Mark? I think I remember you talking about being an artist. You have any favorite tools and idea? I met a really smart, my friend's kid today. I met a really smart friend's kid. So my girlfriend kept asking the kid, "Oh, so what are you drawing? What are you painting?" He's like, "I'm not telling you." And I was like, "Dude, that is a brilliant answer, because like, as an artist, sometimes you got to keep your ideas a mystery. Sometimes you got to know when to explain things and when not to explain things. And if you tend to over-explain like I do, unless that's like part of your brand, it could be might not always be the best move." So I was like, wow, this kid, he is ready for the art world. So right now I'm doubling down on some of these shadows. around our painting here. And fortunately, I'm a righty, which means with my left hand, I constantly go back and check this chat, see what's going on in the chat. Let's see, right in here, we're going to go down with some dark shadow right into here. Bring some shadow into there. And we're going to go right across. There's some shadow. And then right there, so. There we go. And that's cool. So let's go ahead, bring this eyebrow in a bit. Let's grab some more of this color. We're gonna keep playing with this color. Go through the rest of this with some some nice dark shadows as we continue to form some of the stuff that's going on here. Let's go here. All right. Same thing down here, but I definitely feel like this eye is a little bit messed up because of the nose. So I think what needs to happen is I need to curve this nose in just a bit further. I still want to keep this pretty loose. And let's go. Let's see, this nose is probably going to come right around here. And make some adjustments right around here. Bring the nose down. Down to the lip. Let's see, so this is going to be the shape of the mouth. Form the shape of the mouth right here. Let's see, go right into here, create some shadows. Probably gonna add some light space actually, but go around the top here, curve down into the nose a bit better. I think that's starting to look a little bit more accurate, but what I'm really going for is this contrast of light and shadow, light and dark, and keeping it fairly airy, let's call it. I like to use that word airy, just making it feel kind of like, you know, everything is just brushed. Make it feel like it was a brush rather than some other type of effect. Sometimes I feel like paintings, they're like so precise that they don't really feel like paintings. They just feel like printouts. And I guess it's a nice flex. It's great when an artist can be so good that their work, you can't it's hard to tell between, like, you know, a printout and an actual painting. I've definitely seen work like that. I'm sure we all have. But I aim to be a bit more loose. All right, so we're gonna keep going here. We're gonna formulate some of the areas around the eyes and the nostrils on this figure. So we're gonna go up and around, take this area. And how can we add to these shadows here? And here we go. So adding in some color, some dark edges, like that. Really exaggerating how dark these shadows need to be. Let's see, so we got this top lip. Let's go into this other face. I think the challenge that's going to happen with this face is I need to figure out how to add more lights to it. Let's go with this nose. I really like how this one turned out. Very dramatic looking. go. Following the curve around the nose. Get that nice and tight. Okay. We're going to work on the smaller one now too. I still want to apply some similar dramatic shadows, some really dark shadows. Just finding the right amount. So we're going to go like this, going to bend down a little bit. Create some nice curvature in here. Okay. Go around like so. Carve out the ear there. And here we go. And let's get these lips here. So we're gonna get a nice nostril. We had some troubles with his nostril, but we're gonna go ahead and tighten it up now. And then the area around the eye, we gotta kind of curve forward to get the eyelid. It's with these dramatic shadows that we shall create our masterpiece. I'm going to come around like this. Bring that down. Create this like triangle space right here. Just to highlight some of the space around the eye. go. Trying to make that a little less harsh. I like just how exaggerated a lot of these features are. All right, let's go to another one. Actually, right here, there needs to be some dark space. So we're gonna color into here. Paint into there. Put a little bit on his forehead here. And let's see what else. All right, let's get this dark feature ahead. Okay. Tighten up this nose. Give the nose some shadow right there, just to start to carve it out a bit. And then let's go up into here. Just to give the shape of the nose some structure. Get down to the lip. This lip needs to come up a bit more. That's one thing about painting is getting details, just getting like subtle details like these that I enjoy is, I think there's a lot of artists who will, because of pressure and, technique, the pressures of having the right technique, that, a lot of the painting, the work that's done for painting is like already done right from the sketch. And I definitely find the enjoyment of not totally sketching out every single detail, but allowing some of the beauty of a piece to reveal themselves over time. And by over time, I mean over the course of the painting, some elements that may or may not be obvious right away. And I really like to kind of just be free with my work and sometimes allow the painting to just appear, make itself apparent. And my current effort is mostly to, oh yeah, I forgot to do something with his head right here. So my current effort right now is mostly to add in deep shadows. Just to create some separation. There we go. It's a good shadow. Let's keep going with this. You know what? I'll keep working on this until like I just feel like it's right. Or until it gets sold, I will keep working on it. And here we go. So let's get this other head. This other head I was voiding the other day. So I wanted to put in some shadows first, some nice dark deep shadows. And let's go like right here. And get some shadows around on the hair here. And I need to add some more light into here, but for now, let's go ahead and just add a nice deep shadow right here. Just to carve out this nose. And then this nose is going to go like right there. I kind of chopped off the lip a little bit on accident. You can see that because I can fill that in later. Let's get some of this ochre brown. And here we go. So Okay. Now we're off to the races. Let's go for this horse here. Let me give some more detail to our horse right now. Let's work on this space. So I want to have some shadow, but not too dark. I want to round out these shadows a bit so that it's not as harsh. I'm going to give the horse some blue eyes. Been using this brush long enough. Let me clean it up and give it something a little bit interesting. I want to give something a little interesting, so we're going to go with some go with a nice light blue color. We're going to make these eyes pop. Eventually I will be able to just kind of carve them out. We give a little bit of a pop right here, a little hint of a blue. A little hint of blue. A little hint of blue. And give a little bit of blue right here. And let's go blue right there. And a little bit more blue. Add little pops of color here. Let's go. Go. We still got another head to work on. This head right here. Actually, the horse still needs a lot of work. What am I saying? Horse needs a lot of work. So we're gonna take this greenish color that we got. We're gonna mix it in with a darker shade of it to get a slightly different color. And we're gonna work this into some of the spaces here. A little darker than that. We're going to mute it down a little bit. Some of this in. Let's keep working with this color. I like it. I like this color. It's working for me. Working on giving something a bit more 3D, a bit more dimension. So I'm adding a variety of different colors to make it pop. Let's see, this needs to be added around the eye. Go right here. I'm going to use this to add into some of the hair here. Makes it more exciting. And let's darken this color just a little bit. I'm going to darken it just a tad. Maybe a little bit more. Using black and brown. We're going to carve this color, give it a nice hard shadow to work with. Let's see, what else can we work on? Bring that down a bit. Once we get into more fine detail, we can work on the eye a bit more. But for now, let's go like this. I'd love to use some of this blue that I made. Let's give it some nice, like, some nice moves. See where we can pop this in or make it look nice. These little pops of light. Let's see, got any messages? Okay, right. Add some pops of light here. Let's go around this nose. Actually, you know what? Yeah, right around the nose should be good, right? Here we go. Let's see. I really like how this, adding this color really gives it like a kind of creates like this wispiness. Will also allow me to carve out what's happening around the face in an interesting way. And here we go. Bring that down a bit. Give a little to this guy's neck right here. Let me establish this guy's neck a little better. Create some separation in the neck here. I don't know what happened here. Let's see. And let's continue on. So I'm going to tighten up some of this figure right here. I think there's a couple features that I'm kind of missing out on. Ear's okay. Oh yeah, I need some darker shadows. There we go. So some of the shadows that I missed out on earlier, is getting into here. So here we go. And then carve that to create some shadow. And then I'm gonna bring this down. Let's walk through every single step, shall we? Alright, so I'm gonna bring that across. A little bit of this red. I like the red here. Might add a little bit of shadow right around this way. There we go. Okay. Shadow to the front of the lip. Now's the time when I should use my handy dandy steel ruler to help me get some of the finer details of our piece here. Like, I'm not necessarily even in like super fine details, but just when I want to get like certain characteristics, this is very helpful. And let's go. I'm going to go into here. Carve that out. Carve across our eyebrow here. And this is great. I like where it's at. I like where this is at. So I'm going to go ahead and actually add a couple strokes right down in here. A couple nice little strokes of some. There's one artist I follow on Instagram, Ryan Jensen. Strokes of creativity or strokes of brilliance or something like that. Little strokes of inspiration. Strokes of inspiration, create some form, add some shadow. It's looking great, Emmett. Hey, Mark, what's up? Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Thank you for just popping in just to say that. Guess it's what we all have social media for, right? Is so that people can just pop in to say cool things to you, right? Like, isn't that awesome? I do that sometimes now, is I just pop into people's like lives and just say like random things like, hey, what's up? Great job. Feels nice. So he's got the nose, he's got the schnoz. Bring it down a bit, bring this nose down a bit, and then we're going to bring right around the front. Honestly, I feel like I'm working this nose a little too much, so I'm going to take a step back so I don't overwork it. And I think at this point it's about turning back around. So this is kind of what I do. I like go back and forth, and I just keep working these parts and working these parts until it just like, you know, until at some point it just feels right. And I just like, at that point I kind of just let my inspiration take over. Fortunately, this isn't digital painting, because with digital painting, something that I find that I have an issue with, that I constantly struggle with digital painting, is a need for like this level of like perfection that doesn't hinder. It hinders me with digital art, but it doesn't hinder me with physical art pieces. And what I mean by that is like I'm not a perfectionist, let's just put it that way. You could tell, like, my apartment, this is not the apartment of a perfectionist. However, when I am doing digital art, the fact that you can just like so quickly change your mind, so quickly and easily change your mind with any little design, any little any update. You know, you can change a line and update the line, a single line 500 times in like, you know, 30 seconds. You change the way a line looks. You can redraw a line, Control Z, Control Shift Z with just the change of a button. And you can do that for every single line you draw. Nothing is permanent with digital. I mean, nothing's permanent with this too, hypothetically, of course. Right, I can always go into this and do it again and again and again. Paint it over and over and over. But at some point, I think, you know, the artist in you realizes, like, okay, this is it. Unless you're a total perfectionist, but, you know, at some point the artist in you recognizes, like, oh, this is it. You know, there's nothing wrong with what I have right now. And I don't need to redraw this line. I don't have to make it totally perfect. And, you know, the perfectionist in me, which is a limiting factor for when I do digital art, kind of disappears when I do physical art. It just goes away. And for whatever reason, the pressure just doesn't, I don't feel the same type of pressure. So that's part of the thing that prompted me to switch from digital to physical. And you know, sometimes the pressure is good. Sometimes that pressure makes you a better artist. But I don't think it was contributing to my practice. So that's that story. But yeah, the fact that you could just correct anything, 100 times in just a few seconds, I would find myself spending so much time drawing and redrawing things rather than just doing the work of painting. Which, don't get me wrong, I definitely catch myself in the trap of painting over things and working different areas over and over again, even with physical art. But with digital art, I guess the timeline's just so much faster. And, it's almost like with digital art, there's no excuse not to have a imperfect thing, an imperfect painting. Let's go around the eye. Oh yeah, here we go. I need to create this map again. And there we go. We'll leave some of these features. Let's go bright into here. We're going to add around the nose, make it nice and bright. And let's see what we got. All right, we'll definitely have to fix up this nose in the future at some point. I think I'm gonna bring this ear down a bit. And then work this ear. This needs more shadow. We're gonna also bring this ear down a bit, and we're gonna bring the shadow down. So I want to adjust this area of the horse. I feel like this piece is coming up a bit too high. So, let's see. All right, let's take some of this color and we'll play with our figure here. So, got the highlight, which we want to add right around here. Bring this highlight around and down. Get some highlight around the nose. And then this ear. I want to make this ear look and feel more natural. Let's carve this to this angle, and then carve this down. Oh yeah, so this needs to be more blended rather than a hard shadow. And let's see. I'm gonna go right down here. Okay, let's go like this. Create the character. Let's see what else. We're going to take this. What can we do with these faces? I want to keep some of the red popping through, but I also want to clean up some of the... I want to create some separation here. Do I name my paintings? What's up, Mark? Yeah, I name my paintings, but lately I have not been. So, to answer your question, lately no, but usually I do. Or I did. For a long time I did, but then I just, it's exhausting to name these paintings. Honestly. I mean, maybe it just sounds like a bad excuse. I guess it's not that exhausting, right? If you really think about it, it's kind of like a first world problem. Like, exhausting naming paintings. What are you, lazy? Whatever. But you know what? I think it's a creative energy that after painting and after lots of other things, I kind of naming them has kind of been on the back burner compared to actually getting them done, getting the work done itself. And here we go. Let's add some of this yellow, and we're gonna use this yellow to kind of just create this like wispy shadow around the nose. And let's do the same thing right here. We're gonna use some of this, and we're gonna pull it down, and we're gonna go whoosh. Come up right around there. Roman centurions, maybe that's the name, centurions. Yeah, that could be the name. There we go. See, that's what I need, a professional namer. I would totally hire and outsource. I would totally outsource some of the namings of my artwork to a curator. Some naming, not all. Just, don't quote me and say that I never name my paintings. Just that I would consider outsourcing some naming conventions to an outside party. You'll bill me later. All right. Sounds good. All right, so here we go. What am I going to keep doing? What else do I really feel like needs to be done? I mean, I guess this face right here still needs some work. So let's do that. Let's go into this face right here. And what needs to happen is this eyelid needs to come forward a little bit. So we're going to bring this eyelid forward and bring the eye down. Get a lot of paint for this next part right here. And we're going to go like this. Carve out the lip right there. Create that shape. Around the side of the mouth, and let's go all right, not bad. We're getting there. Well, you know what this face needs is this also needs a little bit of that blue. This nice blue here in the eye. Actually, go over this piece right here with the blue. I'll have to paint over that later, but let's go like this. So Mark, you working on anything new? I don't know if you've been chatting here. What's the most interesting thing going on in your world? Now what do I need? Oh yeah, let's get this hair here. Bring this hair down. Give this figure some hair right here. Gotta go. Catch me later. All right, cool. Yeah. I'll probably be on for at least a couple hours here. At least a couple more hours. Maybe. Maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe no hours. I don't know. But I am ready to move on to a new painting soon. Not that this one's finished, but for the sake of continuation and I'll have to make this work. May have to fix that later. So here we go. I'm seeing this. This goes down right here. And you know what? We're going to take a break on this piece. Take a little break on this one. And we're going to go into the piece behind it. Shall we? Let's do that. So I'm trying to find the best way to position these. What I think I could do. Pull this one forward. I know one artist who actually uses these little clamp things. The only thing I don't like about it though is that they kind of block your painting. Let's see how this goes, shall we? So I call this piece, I feel like I almost want to leave this piece. I call this piece Neapolitan. So let's go with it. Let's start with this piece and we're going to go with a nice small brush. One of my favorite brushes here. What do y'all think of this paint? Should I just leave it as is? I feel like this would totally make it into an art gallery. I call this Neapolitan. And this is actually a paint over that I did. I want to call it Neapolitan. So let's go like this. Got to come up with a good color combo. I've done the blues. My last one was mostly red. Let's go with a sienna ochre. For those of you that don't know what a sienna ochre is, sienna is like this really red color. I mean, it's like a really dark red. It's considered a brown. And yellow ochre's this color. It's like a brown, yellowish brown. And together, they will hopefully make something exciting. I'm gonna add some white into it, lighten it a little bit, create this like peach color. Give you something to work with. Now loosen up some of the paint. Let's go ahead and sketch this out. We're going to go like this. Start right here. So 1, 2. Past the eyebrows. Nose is about as long as the forehead, so that's about right. That'll probably go a little bit past the eyes. Let's go ahead and bring this down a bit. And here we go. So bring this nose down. Sketching out the overall face. Let's go bring this hair around. Hair's gonna come down right around here. So that's the shadow. I'm going to pop this lip down a little bit, the lip. Bring down the chin. Right down to the earlobe pretty much. Maybe this ear's a little too far. Yeah, I could bring this one down a little bit inward more. And bring this ear up like so. And then carve this out a little bit down. There we go. Alright. So there we go. That's about the length of another nose. And then here we go. So starting a curve area right around the ear. And let's keep going. So we're gonna carve this. It's just sketching this out. It really helps with the setup here. So the shadow goes all the way past the neckline and then up. And let's see, we're gonna come around. Maybe a little bit more delicate of a neck. And here we go. Hmm. Let's see. So this one's gonna go up right here, come down right there. Let's do this. All right. So got some nice details here that we can work with. I would say that this would be somewhere in the middle as far as color goes. So let's go somewhere in the middle. And here we go. Paint in the neck here. This needs to curve out a bit more, I think. Dramatize this hairdo. I think this chin's a little bit too far out. Might need to make it a bit more delicate, kind of like curve it in a little bit. There we go. Alright, and this needs to be done up a bit. So we're going to bring the ear lobe up. And carve this out. We're going to go around into here. Let's add in the rest of this paint. Get this paint off of this brush and onto the canvas, because that's where it goes, right? Paint goes onto a canvas. So this is interesting because I'm working on a canvas that has already been painted on. And that creates a host of challenges because it makes it extra slick. I'm not used to being so slick. So it definitely creates like a new challenge for me. This should be fun. I'm excited for the challenge here. Clean off this brush. Give her some blue hair. Actually, you know what? I want to give her some red hair. Should we do hair? Let's see, what other colors have I done? Have I done red hair yet? I've done blue hair a couple times. I think now's the time for some red hair. Yeah, I've done blue hair a bunch of times. So we'll do some blue hair. Red hair. So the color I'm going to use for this red is our handy dandy tube twister. Tube twister right here. Pop it in, start to squeeze it. Helps you get more of the paint out of your tube. Your hard-earned tubes, the tubes that you spend all your money on. And basically, I'm going to mix in So I'm going to make this a slightly darker shade at first. And I'm going to carve out And then this color is going to go like so. It's a little harder to tell how this is going to turn out now because I use this really dark space right here. And because of the dark space, the contrast is going to look a little funky. At least initially, early on, until we really get things rolled in with more color and things start to get filled in more. But until then, this is what we're working with. I like the idea of experimenting with painting over what a paint over is going to look like. So here we go. We're going to go down. This is dark shadow. So that's going to be the shadow, which means this area right here is going to be the hair. And then this area right here is also going to be more hair. So let's go like this, paint this up. And then let's go into here. We're going to add our shadows. This is somewhere in the middle as far as colors go. This hair is going to come out and we're going to do great. This is some of the darker color. I'm going to try to brighten this up a bit now. Give it a nice red pop. We're going to go maybe a bit more red here. This is the color that we're pretty much using for like the middle space. Just adding in the color so that we have it for future reference. And here, actually, this should be a bit redder. And then let's bring in yellow red with some white. And this is what's going to give us our light areas. You know what? I don't really like that color. I'm trying to think. How do I make it more orange? I guess it is orange. It's just when I'm comparing it against the skin here. It's more red. Not a big fan of this color on the hair. Looks too much like the skin, but let's just go with it. I'm gonna go with it. We're gonna see where this leads us. Actually, you know what? What I can do is, because this is wet, I gotta change up my technique a little bit. I gotta actually use the color that I want to see and let it basically blend itself in rather than pre-mixing a color, which is basically the main difference when you're painting on wet. Is instead of pre-mixing the colors, you really got to think about the color that's already on the canvas. Got to think about the color that's already on the canvas. So that's going to influence the color that you're going to aim for, that you're trying to get. Hey, how you doing? I'm streaming, by the way.
Hey everybody. Hi kittens. I gotta get to the bathroom really quickly.
Just climb.
I'm not climbing over anything. I'm not climbing.
Well, what I meant was do what you just did.
Oh, okay. Let me climb over the couch.
Let's go with this piece right here. Go with some yellow. You know what? I'm gonna change my brush. Air conditioning's on. Just the right filbert brush. Got everything you needed to take care of?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Let's go like this. We're gonna go add in some, I don't want to make the space. I think we're gonna go with a nice dark. Let's just fill it in with black and we'll figure out the rest of the color later. Let's fill this face in with black, so.
It wasn't too crazy today.
You said you got too crazy today?
It wasn't. It wasn't too crazy.
You got too crazy today, babe. Okay.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Nice.
Oh no! It's all gone. It has all disappeared. What are we gonna do? We're gonna go get more? So this is highly unrecommended using black for when you go straight into shadow. But I like to just push boundaries paint-wise. When I say highly unrecommended, you know, black is a very powerful color when it comes to painting, and if you use too much of it, it can really just totally pervade, make itself apparent in the rest of the painting. and there's easier ways to work with dark colors than black.
It's hungry? Yeah, you probably are. I'm hungry. Hi. Hello, hungry ones. Here. I took the other bag. Oh. Oh.
Probably could have gotten away with using some sort of blue. What's up, kittens?
Mr. Simba. They took them out to dinner.
You taking the kittens out to dinner?
Yes.
What'd you get for them?
Just kidding.
Oh.
I'm going to bring dinner to them.
Ah,
They're going to have a meal in bed.
in bed?
Yeah. Dinner in bed.
Alright, you know what? I can actually probably use this black for...
It's like a breakfast in bed.
I should have kept on to this black, but...
Oh, that's interesting. Nice.
Carve this out, carve this out. There we go. And here we go. So continue. This is just a different shade.
Hey, everybody. Hello, little goofy things. I'm into the box. That's good. Very good.
You talking about Simba?
Yeah, there.
Hey, good boy.
Into the box.
Good boy, Scout. Kind of just sits. He doesn't like have a form. But it makes it deceiving when he's like sitting on us or sitting on the bed,
I know.
because I'm pretty sure he peed on my clothes already.
Looks like he did something. He's scratched in the box.
Oh yeah, there's a little pee mark there.
I'm gonna take you out.
It's a little wet mark.
I'm gonna feed you first, sir. If you wanna eat, everybody wants to eat.
We're gonna use blue for this neck area here. I'm live. How's this turning out? It's coming along. I think this area needs a little bit of shadow. Oh, we need to add some of this black top of the head right here. You know what, folks? I'm going to take a break on this. Take a break on this for now. Come back to it another time. And I can think out some of the problems that I've self-created. Yeah, self-created. I think. Huh?
There we go.
And wrap up some of our materials here.
Let's do it. Eat.
Might be back in a little bit, but for now, those of you that tuned in, thanks. We're going to take a quick break right now. And see you all soon.